All right, then moving on. US President Donald Trump has taken some very significant decisions that could shape the entire political situation over there. Now, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham has announced that Trump has given a nod to bipartisan Russia sanctions bill that could penalize Russia's trading partners. Now, if the bill is passed, it would authorize the US to levy as much as 500% tariffs on countries purchasing Russian oil or uranium. The countries that would be most impacted by this would be India, China, and Brazil. Now, in an already strained relationship, this proposed bill is further straining the ties between India and US. And here's what experts are making of these latest developments and about Trump threatening with over 500% tariffs. Right. We also caught up, as I said, with experts. And let's first take a look at what they are making of these developments.
The US has implemented the Monroe Doctrine in this case to stake its claim over, first of all, Venezuela, the overthrow of the regime and taking out Maduro. Then Colombia, and as Mr. Ambassador also said. And now they are taking over Greenland. The Greenland claim is mainly due to the rare earth mineral and the resources in the Arctic ways, to counter China and Russia's expanding Arctic partnership. So they want, like Western Hemisphere for myself. However, Greenland is a part of Denmark, and it's a sovereign territory. So I read a suggestion that probably US could offer a purchase agreement, where so something like what Russia offered Alaska, to US a couple of centuries back. So that kind of an agreement is there. But on the global south point of view, you have to be really circumspect, because the problem is the rules-based order, as we knew since post-World War II, has broken down.
The US already has an overwhelming superiority in terms of its military might on all other countries except for Russia and China. And Russia and China, because they are also nuclear powers, which are don't see eye to eye with the US on all issues, unlike the UK and France, which are also nuclear powers. So that, whether he spends $1.5 trillion or even more is a moot point. It really doesn't make much of a difference. The US already has a very sizable superiority in terms of its strength, military strength. As far as Greenland is concerned, I think this is a very serious issue, apart from what he has done in relation to the Venezuelan president's abduction.
Actually, 500% if he puts that tariff, so it will be the biggest jolt for the Indian exports. And I think government should do something. Otherwise, it is almost 40% of the exports to US. So it will be affected very badly. I don't know whether, the government of India has already reduced the quantity of the crude oil. This is a government decision. I can't comment on that. But it will be a biggest jolt to the exports. I think it will be almost standstill to US.
And now time for some important sports updates where the excitement is